Hi guys, I hope you're having a great day. So in this video, I'm going to be working on an Easter decor project, and I'm going to be using this sign that I had picked up at Dollar Tree, as well as one of the self-adhesive wall tiles. I know Easter is a little bit earlier this year, and I have a few different projects in mind that I want to work on. So I'm just going to go ahead, jump on in, and get started. And I think this one's going to be a fun one. So as you can see, I'm just tracing the outline of my sign onto the back of the tile. I'm going to cut out the shape, and then I am going to adhere it to the back of my sign. So if you've worked with these tiles before, then you know they're only sealed along the edge. So otherwise they open up. You can see they're sealed where I didn't cut the edge. So I'm gonna have to add some glue in between here to keep this in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done real quick. So I did just go ahead and use E6000 to glue my tile to my sign. It was sitting here, easy to grab, so I just went ahead and used that. I could have easily used something else, but my sticky backing did come off of the top layer, so I'm going to go ahead, leave it on the sign, and just glue the top layer to that. I could have easily just glued down the top layer, but since I already had it on my sign, this is what I'm choosing to do. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and use some white acrylic paint to go over the top and give it more of the look that I'm going for. So let's do that real quick. So I'm just using white acrylic paint and a sponge brush to go over my sign, and I'm not filling it in entirely. I really want to accentuate the raised areas and just add some distressing, give it more of that vintage farmhouse style feel. And that looks so much better. So I'm going to give the paint a chance to dry, and then we'll come back and decorate it. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is add some ribbon. And I think I've decided to layer some burlap ribbon across the center with this burlap with polka dots. I just cut the length of my ribbon a little bit longer than what I actually needed for my sign, and then I'm going to go ahead, attach it to the sign, and then afterwards I will go back and trim off the excess. And I'm also going to add some decorative rope around the edge of the entire sign, and this is rope that I just picked up at Dollar Tree as well. So I'm just going to hot glue it around the edge. So here is what my sign is looking like right now, and I think it's turning out really pretty. If you remember these chocolate bunny candy containers from Walmart last year, they were 98 cents. I picked up several of these. I'm not sure if they have these again this year or not, but I have several of these on hand from last year, and I had used the other half of this one in a project, and I think this one will look really pretty on this sign. So I'm going to go ahead and hot glue it in place. And pierce through the tile to the original hole. That way I can add my hanger back to the sign. Here's the little hanger that I actually had cut off. I'm just going to go ahead and reuse that. So I really intended on keeping this project more neutral, but I have since changed my mind, and I think I want to go ahead and add some fun pops of color, and I think I'm going to use some ribbon to do that. I have this turquoise color. It's from Dollar Tree, the Easter section, so more of a holiday ribbon, and then I have this pink burlap ribbon, and it is from Dollar Tree as well, but it's from the crafts section or near the florals at Dollar Tree, at least in my store, and I think they have that one year round, as well as the burlap ribbon with the lace. They have this one pretty much year round as well. It's also from the craft section or by the florals at my store. And so I think what I'm going to do is make some small, just really simple bows and see how they look. I'm kind of undecided at this point, but I think that's what I'm going to want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and make some and just see how they look. I want my bow to be fairly small, and I also want it to have a really pretty layered look, so I'm just cutting each piece of ribbon a little bit smaller than the last so that all the layers show up really nicely. And then I'm going to go ahead, get this bow put together, and we will take a look and see what we think. Okay, I think I like that, so I'm going to get some jute twine to tie this together, and then I'll attach it to my sign. Okay, before I glue it on, I'm going to make another one to see if I like two of them or not, or if I just want to use one. But I'm thinking about putting a couple here and then something small on the rabbit. So let's try another one. So I think I like those just fine, so I'm going to go ahead and attach those. Then I'm going to make a very small bow to add to the bunny. That's just kind of similar. So taking some of that same turquoise ribbon. So I think I'm going to go ahead and add another bow as well, and I think it's going to be bigger. I'm going to make it similar to these, but a larger one to put down here. So I'm going to work on that. So I'm just going to layer two together instead of one. See how that has a little bit different look to it. Looks a little bit more substantial, a little bit more awkward in the hand, but it will turn out. And then I'm gonna tie it in the center with some jute string, and then we'll mess with it. And you could definitely dovetail the ends if you want to. I kind of like this particular one without doing that. So I'm not going to do that on this one. And this one seems a little bit long to me, so I'm going to go ahead and trim that one down. Trim this one down just a little bit so the pink shows through a little bit better. So here is what this bow looks like, and I'm going to end up putting it down here, but I'm going to add a little bit more to my sign first. So I've decided I want to go ahead and add some tail ends hanging down. So I'm just going to bend this around and cut this ribbon down to size. I think I'm going to go ahead, dovetail the ends by folding it over and cutting the V-notch, and then I am going to attach this to my sign with a little bit of glue.
It's kind of funny, this particular project I really intended on making more neutral, but now I'm just adding in all the colors. So I decided to go ahead and add some faux florals as well. I had some lavender that I thought would be really pretty and just add something extra to this sign. So I'm going to go ahead and hot glue some lavender pieces in place, and then I will add my bow on top of that. And I think this one is turning out really, really pretty. So here's how it's looking right now, and while I really intended on this being a little more neutral since I'm adding in all these fun colors, I decided I'm going to go ahead, add just a little bit more, and add a couple of these carrots that I also purchased at Dollar Tree.
And I think I'm going to call this one done. I could definitely keep going, add a lot more to it, but I think it's really pretty just the way it is, and I really do want to keep some of that background showing through. So I am going to go hang it up, and let's take a look.
I think this is one of those projects where I could have stopped at several different points along the way and I would have been really happy with how it turned out, but I'm glad I went ahead and added all the pretty pops of color. I think it's going to be such a fun one to use for the Easter holiday. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it gave you a few ideas. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment to let me know. I'd really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day, and thanks for watching.